Harley Quinn returned this week to the DC Universe app with a brand new episode entitled A Fight Worth Fighting For. I'm Cave Joel, and by now you should know this is the video series where I give my thoughts and feelings on the episode that was, as well as shouting out any comic book Easter eggs I can find. So without further ado, let's get to it. Well, this is a different way to start an episode. We join Frank the Plant and his buddy Chad in the very same basement the two crappy nerds were hanging out in a previous episode. They take time to actually recap a bunch of the series up until this point. In fact, they basically end up saying what I've been saying in these videos all along, and that is for a series that started as a silly dick joke comedy, they sure did end up building a ton of lore and storylines in a short amount of time, didn't they? Now, when we had last left off, Harley had given the mind-wiped Joker another acid bath, and indeed the Clown Prince of Crime was born again in a pretty serious little scene that also recreated one of the most famous images from the Killing Joke story, which was made only better and funnier by the fact that Harley had zero time for Joker's little rebirth moment. Harley still needs Joker's help to get the Queen of Fables book back and stop the parademons. Granted, Joker has no reason to want to help her, that is until Harley tells him that she put a bomb inside of his head. Oh, Amanda Waller and the Suicide Squad would be so proud right about now. In order to get the book, though, Joker is going to have to come face to face with Bethany, the nurse who pulled him from the wreckage last season and who he's been living in suburban bliss with these past few months. Bethany is great, by the way. She could very easily have been a throwaway character, but she just has a ton of personality. She's not a pushover either, and getting to hear Joker get cursed out in Spanish is a rare treat I didn't know I'd be getting today. Now, elsewhere in the city, Poison Ivy is rushing along with her wedding to Kite Man as fast as she can, which is hard to do with parademons tearing up the entire city. She thinks that if maybe she can just get this all over with, then she won't have to think about her feelings for Harley ever again. Also, gotta love the shout out to Jimmy Palmiotti with Palmiotti's Dress Shop. For those who don't know, Palmiotti and his wife Amanda Connor wrote the bulk of New 52's solo Harley adventures that the show clearly takes a ton of reference from. Back over with Psycho, we see that while he may have control over the parademons, he still needs to strike his own official deal with Darkseid, or is it Darkseid? Oh, that's a fun one. This means we get Michael Ironside back again, which is always a huge plus, and another Tom King reference in Darkseid that was unexpected. Who on the writers team is such a big Tom King fan? Darkseid will only help Psycho if he brings him the head of Harley Quinn, the woman who defied him and walked away from their original agreement, and that might actually end up being easy because her and the Joker have strolled right into a parademon hive to try and get the book back. All the while on this little trip, the Joker takes chances to prod at Harley's misery. It seems that even a self-centered maniac like him could tell that Harley and Ivy were a lot more than just friends. Even going as far as to say that his relationship with Bethany was closer to working out than theirs was, only the longer he says stuff like that, the more Joker begins to think maybe he actually did love Bethany after all. I mean, come on, if she could love him when he was a no-name schlub, maybe there was something there after all. The big action set piece for this episode comes when Harley and the Joker team up to kill about a dozen parademons. Hats off to the Joker, too, for arming himself with a crowbar, something of a signature weapon for him ever since he used one to kill Jason Todd, the second Robin. In the end, though, before they can be overwhelmed, Batman comes in to make the save. Granted, Bruce's detective skills have been taking a major hit during his time off. He simply assumes that Joker and Harley must be behind everything that's been happening in the city. He also drops reference to Batman returning and beginning and a bunch of other famous Batman titles. Ultimately, to get the book back, Joker is once again forced to work things out with Bethany, and wow, I'm shocked to say that even the Joker of all people gets to develop a little bit as a character here in this episode. With the League back, though not back to full strength, they might actually be able to stand a chance against Psycho and the parademons once they shake off that ring rust, that is. The real cherry on top of everything, though, is that the Joker ends up being the one to tell Harley what she's been wanting to hear this whole time, and that is that if someone as chaotic as the Joker can find someone to love him, well, then anything is possible, even Harley and Ivy. Too bad Ivy is the newest brain slave of Dr. Psycho, and a showdown is almost certainly set in the cards for next episode. And so that was a fight worth fighting for, and I gotta say it had a lot of great stuff on offer. It was fun to see the show get meta and pat itself on the back for how far it's come in a funny and not obnoxious way. Also, getting to see Harley and the Joker play off each other but have their power dynamic completely turned on its head was an inspired choice. Heck, Joker getting a brand new status quo was something I hope they choose to explore in Season 3, which has yet to be announced, but I mean, it has to be coming any time now, right? Right? Also, if I may be so bold as to call a shot for next week, I bet Harley will be able to break Psycho's mind control with the power of love, which is both cheesy and hilarious and a nice callback to Ivy's resurrection from around this time last season. So until then everyone, that'll just about do it for me. I've been Cape Joel, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on social media so you always know when a new video is about to drop, and hey, why not tell a friend while you're at it? It certainly does me good. Bye bye everybody, see you next time.